Hey everybody, Stuart Bradley here. The emotions of the job hunt are probably the most tricky thing. So I'm going to talk to you here about a couple ways that you can avoid the emotional ups and downs of the job hunt or avoid just losing control of your emotions and going into a deep depression of which you can't get out of, which is quite common actually in the job hunt. And I've had times, oh my goodness, I've had times in my job hunt where I have been depressed and just want the job search to be over. And I've also had times where I've been really thrilled with my job hunt. And that's when you get the interview or that's when you pass. It's when you get the offer. And I want to talk to you about how to manage this whole process because I've just seen it so many times. And ultimately, it comes down to these three things. So the first thing is having a process, seeing your job hunt as a process that you bring firms through, not you chasing people, but you being in charge of a process. And so think about it like that, where you might have more than one step. Try to think about it as more than one step, like applying and then waiting to hear back. That's the extent of most people's job hunt process. But what if you had a process where you applied and then you didn't assume that someone was going to read your application and then you followed up and you followed up with HR, you followed up with people within the firm to network, and you follow the step-by-step process of getting in touch with the people that you need to get in touch with. So thinking of your job hunt as a process with each company, where is each company in that process that you have set up? And then you can mark off, yep, followed up, sent that email, made that request to connect on LinkedIn. These little quick wins and chunking of the activity can make your job hunt go a lot better. Now, if that was all we had to do, then of course, no one would have any trouble in the job hunt at all. And we'd always just be, regular at ease people in the job hunt. And we know that that is not what happens. So the next thing to think about here is how to make your job hunt less stressful. Well, just get the job faster. And how to get a job faster has a lot to do with how you position yourself in the job hunt. So yes, we want to have good health. We want to work out, get good sleep, get exercise, all of that. But let's go one level deeper here. We've talked about the process. The next thing we want to think about is the branding that you bring to your job hunt. How are you branding yourself? When you go out and talk to people, are you somebody who's wanting a job? I want a job. Hi, I'm looking for a job. Are you somebody who's seeing something that people have that you want or that they have and you don't have? Because if you are, that's going to affect your job hunt results and how long it takes. Here's an alternative. Position yourself as a problem solver. So when you're reaching out to people, you're reaching out about your interest in helping them solve their problem. You have a passion and a dedication to that type of work and to solving problems in that area. So who would you rather interact with? If I was networking with you, would you rather see me as somebody who's looking for a job? Or would you rather see me as someone engaged with a similar topic that you are, looking to solve problems in that same space and help you out? You'd probably be more receptive to the second one, right? So that's number two, is how are you branding yourself in your job hunt? Brand yourself as a problem solver. That'll help you a lot. So add having a process to being a problem solver as your branding, and you're on your way. You're really moving forward. The third thing is having a focus. And for those of you with a lot of experience out there, you already have a job hunt focus and you're sticking with that focus. Great, stick with that focus. For those of us who are new to the job hunt, just starting, still a student, it's going to sound strange, but yeah, have a focus. Decide that I want to work in this particular industry and this particular sub industry, solving this particular functions problems. So if you're thinking about doing analytics, well, you could think about, I want to do business analytics. Well, it's really hard to conduct that kind of job hunt because there's no focus there. Everyone needs business analytics support. And so it's really hard to know what problem to solve because you're facing all problems. So evolve into a more focused job hunter. The person who wants to do business analytics in media entertainment, specifically the person who wants to do, say, growth analytics for sports marketing firms. Then you start to understand that there are just tactile, you can actually touch the problems that those firms face at that point. You have a lens. That focus gives you a lens. Oh, now I understand the types of problems that I can help solve. Just one example. You might be interested in finance or consulting. Those would be different examples, but bring that focus into your job hunt. You might not have a focus. The simple ways to solve for focus are: one, just to pick one, be specific; two, do some research, talk to people, figure out if you're on the fence about analytics or finance. Talking to more people will help you get that focus. So that's the third piece, is having a focus in your job hunt. So yes, we want to eat well. We want to get up early in the morning. We want to work out. We want to just, do the right stuff. But more important, as importantly, I would say, is having a process, positioning yourself as a problem solver. That'll be huge. And then having a specific focus. So it won't be the case anymore that you're applying one day to this type of job and another day to that type of job. Understand that the people in these firms, they are very specific about what types of problems they're solving. And to get to that same page with them, to get on that same wavelength, we have to have that kind of focus. And part of the beauty of focus is then every conversation you have builds upon the last. And you get this really fantastic compounding effect where every step you take builds on the prior, and you become an expert in your area just by having researched it enough because you stayed in that one area. You don't actually have to have any experience, and you can become an expert just by conducting the research. So don't worry about not having any experience because you have a focus. So to bring this all together, have a process. Don't think of this as just apply and wait to hear back. Think of all the other steps you can take and win and recognize the win when you take those extra steps. Then have a brand that is focused on problem solving. And then third, have a focus so that you can then develop the brand that resonates with that particular audience, because you don't have time to apply everywhere and do all things like I did. I struggled with that a lot. Didn't know if I wanted to do consulting or finance. I had to narrow it down. That's when I had my success. Before that time, I really struggled. And I guess there was just kind of one last point that I would leave you with, is that what metric are you trying to hit in your job hunt when you do it? Are you trying to just maximize the number of applications sent? Maximizing the number of applications sent might give you a good feeling, but after a while, it won't feel so good because no one's responding. The better metric to follow or track is the number of conversations you're having. How many conversations are you having with the people in your choice of industry, that focus, where you're branding yourself as a problem solver? And that's part of a process. If you can add that last piece in, making it 4, then I think you're going to be really happy, and you're going to be able to manage your emotions much more effectively. You're going to know that just because you've had an interview doesn't mean that it's over. Like, I used to stop my job hunts anytime I got an interview. And then that put me on this emotional roller coaster where I'd get an interview, succeed at maybe the first round, maybe not pass the second, and then have to start over trying to apply more and get more interviews on the calendar. Keep applying, keep networking, keep this going up until you get that offer. And that's a shout out to having a good process. Okay, so a couple tips on how to maintain your emotions, not lose control of your emotions during the job hunt. Again, going beyond eating well, sleeping well, exercise, do these other 4 things, and you will be super happy with the outcome. And now I help international students and all college graduates with interviews and offers. So if you're an undergrad now, if you are a graduate student and you're looking for an opportunity to break into an industry, that's where I have a lot of passion to serve. That's where I struggled a lot. And through the struggle, figured out some things that can drastically change people's lives and save them years of time. So reach out to me and we can talk about your job hunt.